Well, the Seadoo is not going on the trip today. These are going on the trip today. Going to take a little motorcycle ride out through the countryside around southern Ontario. My son is coming up from downtown Toronto. He's supposed to be up here shortly. And we're going to take off on the bikes for about a 4-hour run somewhere out into the country over towards Uxbridge, Ontario, and then back into the countryside, maybe even hit the town of Port Perry on Lake Scugog, which is a lake I've Seadooed on before. But just going to do a little bit of a motorcycle ride today. It is not the warmest of days. It's probably only going to hit, I don't know, I think about 13, 14 degrees today, something like that. So it's going to be a little cool. But sometimes it's better to have it a little cooler than it is to have it in 30, 35 degree temperatures. It's just nicer riding when it's a bit cooler. The bikes have got heated seats, heated grips, and we can just turn those on if it gets a little bit cool out there. So that's the plan. Going to do a little bit of a motorcycle trip today. Got the Honda Goldwing 2025. It's the 50th anniversary edition of the Goldwing. And then this is my other bike, the R1200 RT. That's a 2005. It's got about 130,000 kilometers on it. My son has just taken his M2 license with a motorcycle license. I got a free course for a weekend course for a motorcycle license when I bought this bike from Honda. So he's taken the course. He has an M2 now, so he still has a little ways to go. And then he's going to be able to fully get his M license. I think you've got to wait almost a year and a half or something like that before you can actually take your M license. And that's where they have an instructor drive behind you in the car, and then you get your full M license after that. So he's still in the learning procedures yet. Doing really well though. I've been amazed at how well he's done handling a big bike like this. This is a pretty heavy bike. It's kind of top heavy. It's actually a tougher bike to drive than the bigger Goldwing, which is an 1833cc bike, and this is a 1200cc bike, but it's a little more difficult to drive. It's nimbler, it's quicker in terms of its maneuvering, but at lower speeds, you're on your toes. I have about a 30-inch inseam, and I'm kind of on my tiptoes when I'm handling this bike. So you really have to be careful when you're pushing it around a parking lot or angling it forward or backwards. At speed, once you're up and moving and you're running, it's pretty good. Just like any other bike, at speed, it's okay. But it's that slow maneuvering you have to really be careful with. So got a bunch of cameras set up on here. We'll take a look at those in a minute. But we're going to kind of test out to see how all the cameras go on the bike today too, and just what kind of angles we can get. And I've got the 360 and then a bunch of other cameras too. So gonna head out today. He should be up here shortly and we'll go for a ride. Okay, my son Ryan has arrived. Say hi to everybody, Ryan.
Hey everybody.
Tell me a little bit about the first 7-8 hours you've got on this bike. How have you found it?
It's a little bigger than the ones I was used to when I was doing the motorcycle course, but you know what, once you get it going, like once you get the momentum going, it's kind of all the same.
Yeah.
So I think I picked it up pretty quick.
Are your toes touching the ground? You don't really have flat feet, do you?
Toes are on the ground. The heels that are off the ground still. So coming to a stop, you got to kind of be careful. You don't get going too far in one direction.
Right.
But you know, as long as you keep it upright, it's been no problem.
Yeah, you're really kind of riding a lot higher on this bike. When you're on this bike, my feet are kind of flat on the ground, but when you're on that bike, so for all the years I've ridden that bike, for 20 years, my toes have just been on the ground. So you've got to be a little bit careful when you're moving at slow speed. So, okay, I think we've got everything hooked up. We're going to go for a little ride today and just test some camera gear out and just take a little ride into the countryside of southern Ontario. It's not the warmest of days, but it'll be okay. Okay, so we're just heading out of the court, head out into the subdivision, and then we'll head north out into the countryside. I've got, what have I got here? I've got 2 microphones, Bluetooth microphones. One microphone is connected to, I'm going to put this on for a second. One microphone is connected to the Insta360 through Bluetooth. Then I have another microphone that is connected to the DJI Action 4, which is the camera that's shooting back at me. And then I have a GoPro Hero 9, which is mounted on a neck mount, shooting forward. So there's 1, 2, 3 cameras. 2 of them have Bluetooth microphone connections, and one of them, the GoPro 9 that's around my neck, is just picking up audio from from the camera itself through my voice. He's still learning some things on that bike. I just was telling him that the seat, which is an aftermarket seat on that bike, it's a Corbin seat that I put on many years ago. It has a heated seat, but the handlebar controls from the BMW for the seat don't work with that seat. You have to use a switch that's actually on the seat and turn that off and on. He's just trying to figure that out now. His butt is getting a little warm and he's trying to turn the seat off with the handlebar controls, and it doesn't work on the handlebars. Okay, we're just doing a little audio test here now. We got some wind blowing around pretty good today, so how is the audio sounding with the DJI Action 4 and the DJI Mini microphone Bluetooth connected to it with the wind blowing around us? And we're doing about 40-50 kilometers an hour here. So does it sound pretty good? How is that quality of sound being picked up going back to the camera? I know once we get out onto a higher speed highway, you know, on the country roads at higher speed, it'll probably be a little distorted maybe, but it should sound pretty good right through here. So he's just learned. He stalled the bike just a moment ago at the red light. He had tried to put it into first gear, and on that bike in the BMW, it's a little clunky going into first gear, and he's just finding that out now. Sometimes you have to give it a little rev on the throttle just a little bit, and then it'll click down into first gear. It's kind of a clunky click into first gear. Always has been. It's just the way the engine is on that bike. So he's just kind of learning that, but it stalled on him just a moment ago back there, and he managed to get it going real quick, and away we went. Another lesson learned. Back before I bought my first Seadoo in 2018, I was probably putting on close to 10,000 kilometers a year on a motorcycle. I'd always make one, maybe two trips, you know, a year. I would go for 3, 4, 5 days, something like that. And then when I bought the Seadoo in 2018, the motorcycle riding almost came to an end. I was just doing day rides. You know, nice day, head out into the countryside a little bit and ride around. And at the end of the summer, I was finding I was putting on 1,500, 2,000 kilometers a year on the motorcycle, and that was it. So all these years later now, in 2025, I bought this Goldwing, the 50th anniversary model, and I've got my son as a riding partner on the other bike, starting to ride a little bit more and maybe do a couple of trips this summer. Still, I got to fit the Seadoo in there as well and get all of that in there. There's only so much time, so I'm going to do a little bit of both, but I think a little more motorbike riding than has been the case over the last number of years. We've got a really solid crosswind blowing across us here. That wind is kind of cold today. It is not the warmest of days out here. You know, I've just got I've got a t-shirt with another long sleeve shirt on underneath this jacket, but this is kind of a summer weight jacket, so it's got a lot of mesh in it, and the air kind of blows through that. It's fine when it's nice and hot out, but it's a little chilly actually today. I can feel like cold air kind of coming up the arms.
We're on Warden Street now, just heading northbound up Warden, just one of the sort of back roads to get us out into the countryside a little bit. And then we're going to make our way over towards Port Perry on Lake Scugog.
Okay, we've arrived in Port Perry. Just pulled off on the side of the road here. We're going to find some place to have a coffee, maybe a quick hot dog or something like that. It's a cool day. It's not all that warm, and of course we're right by the water now. That's Lake Scugog right out there, and that's making it even colder. And I've been riding with no mitts or no gloves on this entire trip, just because I need to operate all these cameras. I need my fingers free in the buttons to be able to push the buttons. So my fingers are a little cold, even though I've had the heated handlebars on. Fingers are still a little bit cool. Okay, let's take a little walk around Port Perry. This is a really pretty little town in the summertime when the weather is a little nicer and the temperatures are a little bit warmer. They've got a beautiful waterfront area here, nice park area, lots of places to sit, a bit of a beach. So a lot of people come here in the summertime just to get into the water here at Lake Scugog, but it's not that kind of day today. Look at all this park area here. It's just all this green grass. A lot of people come here and just set up and have picnics here in the summertime. They've got the Muskoka chairs out here. You just need a little warmer weather. About 2-3 days from now, it's going to be 28, 29 degrees. That may mean nothing by the time you're watching this thing on YouTube, but I know in the forecast it's really going to warm up in the next few days and this place will be really busy. There maybe is one up there. Nexus Coffee Company. Okay, I think that's what we'll do. We'll go in there and try that out. Oh yeah, this will work. Perfect. Well, that's our little bike ride up to Port Perry. I think we'll just end the video right here in Port Perry. Just a chance to check out some video equipment on the bike and some different camera angles and audio connected to those cameras to see how it all works at speed and also slow speed in the town. So that's it for this video, guys. We'll be back on the water on the lakes around southern Ontario at some point on the Seadoo in the real near future. Take care, everybody. We'll see you on the next video.